on the test overall is probably minuscule. I'm sure there's a larger number that get 800 in individual sections. I would say, for those of you who want to really, really put yourself in the prestigious school range, you're looking at averaging 700%. As if you want, if you want your SAT score, just your SAT score, to be competitive with Ivy League schools, Stanford, Vanderbilt, these places. But those schools will also accept people with lower SAT scores and reject students with higher SAT scores.
Right.
All applications.
Yes.
What is the average SAT? Average in terms of the middle of what somebody usually gets, probably looking right around 500%. If we're talking about average in terms of what makes your school acceptable to most schools, probably a little higher, probably 550. So if you were to say the average state school looks for what type of score what type of score from the average student, probably averaging 540 to 560%.
Do we have any more questions? These are really good questions so far.
Yeah. Only thing I would encourage everybody to do, invest yourself in this process. Spend time looking at the websites of the schools you're interested in. Right? Find out not only about what it's like to live in that city, right? But find out you be able to study at that school, find out what they expect from you SAT-wise, grade-wise, what's the tuition requirements. Right? The more, and Miriam and HCI is designed to help you with all of this.
Yes. Yes.
The more that they take control of the process, the easier it becomes.
And our system allows you to really make this process a lot easier. You can look up colleges and find out what the average score for the SAT was for that school, what the high score is, what the low score is, and also the tuition as well. So it kind of makes it easier for you on that respect. And you can also search schools by major, too, in our system.
Right.
So, yeah, you definitely you will have a lot of different resources that can help you with the college search process. I see another question here from Betsy.
Right, whether to take the SAT or the ACT, I would say if you're deciding one or the other, take the SAT. It's more universally, more universally used at schools. I think just about every school will look at the ACT. What factors should you consider when deciding? Well, this is going to, certain schools and certain programs with schools will want you to take the ACT. Okay, and this is something that you're going to have to chase down on a school by school or program by program basis. The ACT, I know, is linked directly to certain scholarships. Again, you're helping you that sort of I would say in the general sense, you might default taking the SAT, target the ACT to the extent that you find that's going to be particularly helpful. It's a really good question. Not familiar with...
No, I'm not familiar with that either. Southwestern Advantage College.
Myself, I'm in the Northeast, so have not come across
Is that for SAT prep? I wonder.
Any other questions?
Oh, it's from Kaplan for SAT. Okay. No, I'm not familiar with it. I know one thing that I really like about our program is the fact that it tailors a program for you based off of your strengths and weaknesses. And I'll tell you, I think it's really worked with a lot of our students and paired up with additional tutoring with Scott, because what it does is it allows you to narrow down what specific areas you need improvement on, and then from there you would review that with us, and then if you needed additional help, we would review that with Scott, and then he would be able to hone in on those specific weaknesses that you have and work with you on those weaknesses. So that's why I really, really like our program for that aspect of it. What do you think, Scott?
Yeah, I would echo those sentiments. I'm not in the habit of bad-mouthing others.
No.
But as far as Kaplan and Princeton and the rest go, I would always rather have a home-cooked meal than go to a chain restaurant. And I look at Kaplan and Princeton as chain restaurants. Right? They do the high volume, they have a particular way they approach it, and if their approach doesn't work for you, there's not a whole lot more you can do.
Right, you want a program that's going to have a more individualized approach for you. So that's why, you're absolutely right, Scott, and that's why I like the program that we have, because it tailors an individual program for the student specifically, and then based off of their needs, they can work on those type of what they need.
Right.
So. Any other questions? Any one last question anyone have? Okay, well, if we don't have any questions,